Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the difference between existing in the Philippines and living in the Philippines. Now we've always talked about these crazy budgets and stuff like that, but I want to really delve into the difference between the two. You know, the difference between existing and living. Like in the United States, I've had people write back and say, "Oh, Steve, I can live on $800 a month, or I can live on this here," but I'd hate to see their lifestyles. You know, because I mean, even living on $1,200 a month in the U.S. is very difficult, especially with what's going on now. There's a lot going on. It's almost like they're trying to wreck the U.S. with the inflation and stuff. Our politicians are just damaging the country in a really, really bad way. I mean, everybody's starting to talk about it now, and it's very noticeable. But what's happening is it's causing a lot of people that are in, I'll say, their retirement years or what have you, and they're trying to survive, and they're surviving off less and less and less because inflation is eating everything away. Well, over here, we're having kind of the same problem now. It's starting to catch up with us a little bit. And not with the housing part. That's the part that saves us and lets us live over here. So over here, you can live pretty well on $1,200 or more, provided you have some sort of emergency fund for emergencies. Okay, but here's the thing, and I'm going to talk about living on less than $1,200. Okay, and a lot of people say, "Well, I live fine," or "I live like this," because some of these people are getting gifts from people. They're getting free food from their neighbors, or they're living with their mother-in-law or their girlfriend's family or whatever. That's different. And a lot of these vloggers out there, they tend to exaggerate on, "Hey, I can live on this or that." You can live like that, but are they really, really living? Are they traveling around? Are they going to the beaches? Are they going out to eat much? No, they're not. They're really not. You know, I mean, we have vloggers here living on $1,500 a month, and they kind of like in between existing and living the retirement years. I like to live the retirement years. You know, I like to go out to eat, go to Mall of Asia, go to the beach, go on tours, go places, see things. That's my retirement years. That's what I want to do. You know, that's living. But these people that are living on this lower level, they're sitting in their house, they're on their computer or what have you, and who wants to live like that? I mean, to be honest with you, I love going on the computer, don't get me wrong, but would I want to sit on there 12, 16 hours a day? No, let's face it. I mean, I love vlogging, I love going on my computer, I love watching movies, things like that, but I do like to get out in the sun, I do like to get out and walk, and those things, fortunately, those things are free, okay? I mean, if that's your life, and that's what you like, you just like getting up in the morning, having breakfast, maybe going to church, go out for a walk, sit and talk with your girlfriend for a while or whatever, you know, that's okay. But there comes a point when you're going to want to get out, you're going to want to do things, what have you, and that's the difference. You know, when you want to go on a vacation, something like that, it's a lot of people, you know, they can't afford that on the lower budgets. And for me, I don't want to be stuck in a retirement like that. I'm sure most people also don't want to be stuck in that type of lifestyle. Some people say they're okay with it. And I know each to each his own. Each person's different than the other. That's for sure. Okay? And that's fine. But let me just say this, okay? If you come over here on some of these super low budgets, like the 400, 500, and the guys talking about 300, you are going to be in for a big surprise on the way you live over here. Because back home, you get subsidies. You get food pantries. You have all kinds of things back home. But you know what? It's a whole new ball game over here in the housing style, things like that. Because if you're on a super low budget, and let's say you can't afford $100 or $80 or $60 apartment, and you're living lower than that, the housing gets really rough. It's not a place you'd really want to live, to be honest with you. You know, it gets really, really rough. There's people that live like that. There's expats that live like that over here, and some of them survive and they flourish and they do well. And there's other ones, I see them with all kinds of leg and skin issues when they walk in the mall. A lot of these guys, they go to the mall. I've seen some of them at some of the malls, okay, and they're dressed rough. They have skin problems. They go to the mall to get away from the hot weather. when it's really hot and sticky and humid. They go to the mall, they walk around. I've seen them up in, what was it, Mall of Asia. I've seen a few, and I've seen a few up at Robinson's up in Manila up there, and they look rough. They don't look well. They go to the malls because of the AC. They want the AC. So they go there and then they go home at night when it cools down and it's still hot, it's still sticky. You need to have AC. You need to have that money to pay for that AC and to have that AC running, you know, pretty much around the clock here to keep yourself healthy. You know, because if you're living in a house where you're sweating and your skin's always wet, you're inviting skin issues. I've already gone through that. One mosquito bite caused me a ton of issues that I'm still dealing with right now. And thank God that it's finally going away. But it caused me a ton of issues, a lot of issues that cost me a lot of money to resolve because of all the topical ointments that I had to buy and all that. And if you guys come over, those things are expensive. Some of them are 20, you know, they're 1,000 pesos or 700 pesos, or some of them more for some of these topical ointments. And it's just a small little tube, and it's only good for like about a week at the most. And you can only put a little bit on at a time. So you got to be careful, guys, what you wish for, because, you know, one thing I can honestly say about living in the sweet spot budget, and I live at the high end of the sweet spot budget, a little bit, maybe a little bit over, okay, is this, okay, that whenever I need something, I just go buy it. I don't have to worry about saving for it or whatever. I have that money. I have the ability to put a little bit of money into the bank. I have the ability to take care of myself. I have the ability to pay the doctor, the dermatologist, go get PCR tests if I need an operation. I had to get a biopsy on my leg, okay? And the doctor, she told me to go see the surgeon in De La Salle University Hospital. And to do a little biopsy to cut out the piece, they wanted $400, and they want me to go get the PCR test before the operation. And I had to have that within a certain time of getting the operation, so that, you know, and then they all suit up. They follow all the protocols and all that stuff. And I talked a little bit about this before, but it would have cost me $480 total, okay, for everything. So I ended up going to another hospital, okay, talked to the doctor, walked into his office. He goes, "I'll do it right now if you want." He says, "It'll be $100. And he says, "I'll just, you know," he says, "I'll put on my rubber gloves, cut it out, and boom." So he wasn't going to have everybody suit up and have a bunch of nurses around wasting all my money. He was just going to cut the piece. I could have cut it out. And I'm serious when I say that. It you know, it didn't hurt that much to have it taken out. They gave me like a Novocaine shot or whatever it was, or, you know, something, a local shot. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, lidocaine or something. They gave me a shot there. He cut it out and stitched it up, and I was on my way. All for $100. So I saved myself a lot of money because he didn't follow all the protocols that are kind of ridiculous for something like that. I mean, I can understand if somebody was getting a major operation, but for a minor operation like that, I think they're getting a little bit out of control here for stuff like that. But anyway, I just want to put that out there because I think that, you know, the extra money certainly makes a difference in your health, okay? And for somebody that's living on these lower budgets, you're going to need to go to the doctor because you're older. Let's face it. As we age, we need to go to the doctor. You cannot deny that, you know, a lot of people tell me, "Well, Steve, I'm healthy as an ox. I'm healthier than you are," or whatever. You might be. But tomorrow morning, you might wake up sick, and then what? You might start having issues over here. Maybe from a mosquito bite like me, where you start having skin issues. Maybe you have a gallbladder issue. Maybe you have, you know, your body's getting older. It's aging. Maybe you start getting a fatty liver. Maybe you start getting diabetes, you know, because you're not getting enough exercise, or pre-diabetes, or you start getting diabetic issues. These are the problems that can cause you a lot of issues, okay? And they cost a lot of money. And let's face it, as we age, we actually need more money, not less. Because a lot of people say you need less as you age. I disagree with that, because I think as we age, we need a lot of medical care. And you need also to have some sort of insurance. And as I've recommended before, I recommend Pacific Cross, the Peso plan, so at least you have some insurance over here, okay? And I recommend the Peso plan, all right? You can get the more expensive plans, but then you have to have money to pay up front on some of these, and that's what you got to be careful of, okay? I don't want anybody to be over here caught with their pants down and not being able to pay their bills or whatever. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. You know, you make sure that you're safe all the time. We cover this stuff enough because I want to hammer it into everybody's head that you need to be safe over here and you need to have enough money, okay? It's the difference between existing and living on your retirement, okay? And the other thing is, guys, traveling around. I love traveling around, going to a place and go swimming or whatever. And the roosters are going nuts here today. It's actually almost, let's see, it's almost like 10 to 11 in there. They've been working with the roosters today a little bit. I don't know what they're doing with them, but I see them over there handling them, and I guess that kind of activates them into, you know, becoming louder or whatever. But anyway, guys, I wanted to put that out there today. You know, as I always do, we try to put something good out there for you guys. Just think about what I said, guys. For any of you guys that are coming over here on these low budgets, play it safe. I know we can't get in here right now. Some guys, you know, right now because of the COVID. But you know what? There's pretty soon, it'll open up. We'll open up, guys. Be safe, be cool, and hopefully you guys will be in here soon. God bless, guys. Take care.